Have you ever stopped to think that often aging isn't the problem, but rather the lack of the right nutrients to keep the body functioning as it should? The truth is that many elderly people face a silent decline in health without even realizing it. And worse, the initial signs can be so subtle that they are mistaken for natural aging. But what few know is that this process can be slowed down and even reversed with the replenishment of the right vitamins. If you feel constant fatigue, memory difficulties, muscle pain, or an energy that just isn't the same anymore, know that this may be the result of a deficiency in essential nutrients. The big mistake many people make is believing that a balanced diet is enough to meet all the body's needs. But after the age of 50, everything changes. The body no longer absorbs nutrients in the same way. The metabolism slows down, and some deficiencies become inevitable. And that's exactly what we'll talk about today. You will discover which 4 vitamins are indispensable for longevity and how they can transform your health. The best part? They are affordable, easy to find, and make a huge difference in your energy and well-being. And attention! The last vitamin on this list is the most important of all, but almost no one talks about it. So, stay with me until the end so you don't miss this essential information. Before we proceed, I want to extend an invitation to you. If you care about your health and want to learn how to live longer and better, subscribe to the channel right now. This way, you will always have access to fundamental content for your quality of life. And feel free to leave a comment down below with the phrase, "My health is a priority." This reinforces the commitment you have to your well-being. Now, let's get straight to the point. What happens to the body after the age of 50? Over the years, the body undergoes silent but impactful changes. What once seemed normal begins to fail. The energy is not the same. Pains occur more frequently, and memory becomes unreliable at unexpected moments. Many believe that these symptoms are just natural consequences of age, but the truth is that in most cases, these changes are directly related to the lack of essential nutrients. This happens because the metabolism slows down and the body no longer processes food in the same way. The intestines lose efficiency and absorb fewer nutrients, making it harder to extract essential vitamins and minerals from food. This deficit can trigger a series of health problems that, if not corrected in time, can silently worsen. The bones, for example, lose density, increasing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. The immune system weakens, making the body more vulnerable to infections and chronic diseases. The heart starts to feel the impacts, with fluctuations in blood pressure and compromised circulation. And the brain, deprived of essential nutrients, shows signs of fatigue, with frequent forgetfulness and difficulties in concentration. In more severe cases, this can even lead to the development of neurodegenerative diseases. The good news is that the solution is simpler than it seems. The key lies in replenishing the right nutrients, and that's why you need to know these 4 indispensable vitamins for those who wish to live longer and better. The first of them is fundamental to maintaining bone strength, protecting the immune system, and preventing chronic diseases. Without it, the risk of falls, fractures, and infections increases drastically. I'm talking about vitamin D, a true shield against diseases and muscle weakness. Many people don't know, but bone fragility doesn't happen overnight. Over time, the body progressively loses the ability to absorb calcium, which is essential for maintaining bone density. As a result, the bones become more fragile, increasing the risk of fractures. And this is not the only consequence of vitamin D deficiency. The lack of this nutrient also compromises the immune system, making the body more susceptible to infections. Moreover, studies show that low levels of vitamin D are associated with a higher risk of cardiovascular diseases and even depression. And here's an important detail. The main source of this vitamin is exposure to the sun. However, as the years go by, the body loses efficiency in the natural production of vitamin D. Furthermore, modern routines keep many people indoors, further reducing sun exposure. Foods such as fatty fish, Egg yolks and dairy products can provide small amounts of vitamin D, but they are hardly enough to meet the body's daily needs. That's why supplementation becomes essential for many people, especially the elderly. Correcting this deficiency can transform health. People who suffered from chronic fatigue, muscle weakness, and recurring infections report significant improvements once their vitamin D levels are normalized. The body gains resistance, the bones become stronger, immunity is reinforced, and energy returns. But that's just the first vitamin on our list. The next one is crucial for protecting the brain, keeping memory sharp, and ensuring energy throughout the day. I'm talking about vitamin B12, an essential nutrient for the proper functioning of the nervous system. As age advances, many people notice that the mind is no longer as agile as before. Words slip away in the middle of a conversation, familiar names become difficult to remember, and concentration diminishes. Often, these symptoms are erroneously attributed to natural aging when, in reality, they may be clear signs of vitamin B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 plays a fundamental role in the formation of cells that protect neurons. When its levels are low, communication between brain cells slows down, resulting in frequent forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, and mental confusion. In more severe cases, prolonged deficiency can increase the risk of dementias, including Alzheimer's. But the impacts don't stop at the brain. Vitamin B12 is also essential for the production of red blood cells, which are responsible for carrying oxygen in the blood. When there is a deficiency, the body does not receive enough oxygen, resulting in persistent fatigue, dizziness, and shortness of breath. The heart has to work harder to compensate for the low oxygenation, increasing the risk of cardiovascular problems. And here's the problem. Over time, the absorption of vitamin B12 becomes more difficult. The stomach reduces the production of hydrochloric acid, which is necessary to release B12 from foods. Additionally, many people use medications for gastritis and reflux, which further aggravate this absorption difficulty. The main foods rich in vitamin B12 are of animal origin, such as meats, fish, and dairy products. People who consume little meat, especially vegetarians and vegans, need to pay extra attention to avoid deficiencies. In many cases, supplementation is the only effective way to maintain adequate levels of this nutrient. The good news is that when this deficiency is corrected, the effects are almost immediate. The mind becomes clearer, energy returns, and the body responds with more vigor. People who suffered from extreme fatigue and memory difficulties report significant improvement after just a few months of B12 replenishment. Now, we have covered 2 essential vitamins, but we still have 2 others that are equally fundamental for ensuring a long and healthy life. But there is another nutrient that plays an equally crucial role, protecting against hypertension, cramps, and insomnia. It is directly linked to muscle relaxation, sleep quality, and the health of the nervous system. I'm talking about magnesium, an essential mineral for various bodily functions. If you have difficulty sleeping, suffer from frequent cramps, notice your blood pressure fluctuating, or feel an inexplicable tiredness throughout the day, it may be that your body is suffering from a deficiency of this mineral. The problem is that most people do not notice this deficiency, as its symptoms can be easily confused with stress or aging itself. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 chemical reactions in the body, regulating everything from muscle contraction to nerve function. It is essential for maintaining blood pressure balance, ensuring proper heartbeats, and producing cellular energy. When magnesium levels are low, muscles do not relax adequately, causing muscle pain, tension, and nighttime cramps. In the nervous system, a deficiency of this mineral can result in anxiety, irritability, and difficulties sleeping. This happens because magnesium regulates neurotransmitters that control mood and sleep quality. Moreover, the relationship between magnesium and blood pressure is well documented. Studies show that adequate levels of this mineral help dilate blood vessels, reducing the resistance the heart has to overcome to pump blood. This means less strain on the cardiovascular system and a lower risk of hypertension, heart attacks, and strokes. The major problem is that many people consume insufficient amounts of magnesium in their diet. Although this mineral is present in foods such as nuts, seeds, spinach, and bananas, the soil depleted by modern agriculture has reduced its concentration in vegetables. This means that even a balanced diet may not be enough to meet the body's needs. Magnesium supplementation can bring immediate benefits. People who correct this deficiency report a significant impact on sleep quality, stress reduction, and increased energy. With more magnesium, the body relaxes better, muscles recover faster, and blood pressure stabilizes. But there is still one last vitamin, and this one might be the most important of all. It is essential for cellular energy production, keeps the heart strong, and prevents premature aging. I'm talking about coenzyme Q10, a true fuel for the heart and for longevity. As the years go by, many people notice that simple daily activities begin to require more effort. Climbing stairs becomes tiring, long walks leave the body exhausted, and any physical activity requires frequent breaks. This happens because energy seems to run out more quickly. What few know is that this wear and tear may be directly linked to the drop in coenzyme Q10 levels in the body. All the cells in the body need energy to function, and coenzyme Q10 is essential in this process. It acts within the mitochondria, which are small cellular structures responsible for converting food into energy. When the levels of this coenzyme drop, the body loses efficiency in generating energy, resulting in fatigue, muscle weakness, and slower recovery after any exertion. The heart, being a muscle that works tirelessly, depends directly on this coenzyme to maintain its optimal functioning. A reduction in coenzyme Q10 levels is associated with a higher risk of heart failure, arrhythmias, and unregulated blood pressure. Additionally, people who take statins to reduce cholesterol should pay extra attention. Studies show that these medications significantly reduce coenzyme Q10 levels in the body, increasing the risk of side effects such as muscle pain and extreme fatigue. The problem is that the body's capacity to produce this coenzyme decreases over time. By the age of 50, levels are already reduced, and this decline intensifies with advancing age. Although coenzyme Q10 is present in foods such as red meat, fish, and nuts, the amount obtained through diet is small. This makes supplementation recommended for many people who wish to keep their heart strong and their energy high. Restoring adequate levels of this coenzyme can transform your vitality. People who suffered from persistent fatigue and muscle pain report significant recovery after increasing their intake of coenzyme Q10. The body begins to respond better to daily challenges, ensuring more energy, strength, and protection against cardiovascular diseases. Ensuring that the body has all the necessary nutrients is the first step to aging with quality and vitality. But just as important as knowing which vitamins to consume is avoiding common mistakes that can compromise the absorption and effectiveness of these nutrients. Many believe they are taking care of their health correctly, but without realizing it, they make mistakes that nullify all their efforts. The 3 fatal mistakes that ruin health. After 50. The intention is good, but the results don't show. Even with a balanced diet, the symptoms persist. Supplementation seems ineffective, and energy does not improve. This happens because many commit simple errors that can compromise the entire healthcare strategy. The first mistake is believing that diet alone is enough. Although it is fundamental to maintain a varied and nutritious diet, the body no longer absorbs nutrients in the same way after the age of 50. The natural decline in absorption prevents even the best foods from providing all the necessary vitamins and minerals. Relying solely on diet can lead to silent deficiencies and symptoms that accumulate over the years. The second mistake is not monitoring the levels of these vitamins. Without regular tests, it is impossible to know if there is a significant deficit. Many people only realize the problem when the signs are already advanced. Regular monitoring and adjusting supplementation according to individual needs is the only way to ensure that the body is receiving the proper support. The third mistake is taking supplements without guidance. An excess of certain nutrients can be as harmful as a deficiency. Some supplements interact with each other, reducing absorption, while others can overload organs such as the liver and kidneys. Supplementation needs to be personalized, respecting the particularities of each body. Correcting these mistakes is essential for the vitamins to do their job. With the right approach, the body responds better, results appear, and quality of life improves. Understanding these details is what separates those who merely age from those who truly live well. Making the right decisions now can mean years of additional health and vitality. If you've come this far, it's because you care about your health. Now, I want to know, do you already take any of these vitamins? Comment below which one is part of your routine or which you feel you need to include. And don't forget, like this video and share it with someone who also needs this information. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss essential tips for your longevity. Your health is your greatest asset. Take care of it today to enjoy life tomorrow.